Hi there, this is Orly, and it's my first time doing a Facebook Live. My baby is napping right now. I have him next to me on the monitor, keeping an eye on him, but I thought I'd just take a few minutes to do a Facebook Live because I felt inspired. And so I was taking a shower this morning and I found this in my shower. The reason for that is that I have a 14-year-old stepdaughter and she spends every other weekend with us. So she was here and she left this behind, and I was in the shower. Obviously not something that I would use, but I decided to take a look at the ingredient list just out of curiosity. And it is something that I used to use as a teenager. I think it's probably marketed to teenagers. I'm sure many of you have used it as well. But I was really shocked when I took a look at the ingredient list. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be clean. It's funny, actually, the name is Clean and Clear when it's actually so far from being clean. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. But I'm not going to go through the entire ingredient list with you because that would just take way too long. But there are three major red flags that I do want to point out. That I was actually, one of them I was even really shocked to see. So I'm going to start with sodium lauryl sulfate, which is not the first thing on the ingredient list, probably about the fifth, but it's definitely not something you really want in your products. You will see it in a lot of shampoos and cleansers, and it helps provide that nice rich foaming lather, you know, that when you shampoo your hair, it's something I guess we've been conditioned to think means clean, or we just like to see those bubbles, but it doesn't mean anything. You don't need that foaming action. And this ingredient, sodium lauryl sulfate, is really drying. It can strip the skin of its natural oils, and so it's a sort of a vicious cycle because you end up even more dry, or even more oily, I should say, because it dries out your skin, it strips the natural oils, but then your skin has to compensate, and so it produces even more oils. So definitely not something that you really want to be using. But the next thing, this is the ingredient that really shocked me. It was methylparaben. And parabens are really being phased out of a lot of products. You'll see on the label, it'll say paraben free, which is often used as a marketing tool or ploy. But this product still has parabens in it, which is shocking. Parabens are horrible. You do not want them on your skin, anywhere near you. They are easily absorbed by your skin, and they can remain in your body tissue. There's actually was a study, they can affect your hormones, so they're known as endocrine disruptors, which means that they disrupt your hormones. And there was a study in Japan in university students that showed that exposure to parabens disrupted their menstrual cycles, and they've been linked with cancer. In fact, in some breast cancer tissues, they have found parabens, and so this is like really scary stuff. I worked for 8 years at a cancer center, and I've met a lot of women, like young women in their early 30s with breast cancer. So, you know, I'm not saying that parabens were the only reason, but if they have been linked to cancer and you can avoid them, why wouldn't you? Please, if you see parabens on any of your ingredient lists on your products, get rid of it. Just throw it out right away. Please, please don't use it on your skin. Okay, so now the third thing I wanted to talk about in this is you'll see it on a label as PEG, and it actually is on this twice. There's PEG 80 and PEG 8, and so it stands for polyethylene glycol. And it's used to thicken the product, but they're known as penetration enhancers. So that means they open up your pores and allow other ingredients to even penetrate more deeply. So that's bad news, especially if the other ingredients are crap. But Even worse than that is they're often contaminated with a chemical called 1,4-dioxane, and I don't want to get all like into the science and the chemistry, but you just have to know this is a carcinogenic chemical. So we've got parabens, we've got this 1,4-dioxane contaminant. So this is really, it's just a chemical cocktail, and I don't recommend you use this on your skin. Please, please don't. So the point of this video, I really don't want to be all doom and gloom, but it's to raise awareness. I know it's really hard to believe that some of the products, they're available on the drugstore shelves, in your grocery store, like they're widely available, and so you'd think, well, how come these things are allowed, and shouldn't the government be protecting us? Like, I used to be in denial too. I really didn't think that these products could be so harmful, but unfortunately the beauty industry is really poorly regulated. There are many ingredients, thousands of ingredients actually, that have been banned in Europe, where they have much stricter standards, and they're still allowed here in North America. And so it's really up to us to, to be cautious and to really be careful about what we're using on our skin, and also to demand better. And so just remember that, you hold the credit card, you hold the power. If you're not buying these products, if nobody's buying these products, they won't be available anymore. And there are better products available. There's so many green, amazing beauty skincare formulators, and there are better products available. So if you can choose better, why wouldn't you? Okay, so I'm just going to wrap up now. I really want you to take a look at your ingredient lists on your products. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the group. If you want to put a picture of the label and have me take a look at it, I'd love to do that for you. And I'm also happy to provide other product recommendations. So that's it for now, and leave a comment below if what I said really resonated with you. Okay, thanks, and have a great afternoon. Bye.